All right. Hello, and welcome everybody to our Breathwork Masterclass. I'm super excited for you all to be here, who is tuning in live, and for everyone who's watching the replay. So for those who don't know, first and foremost, my name is Saran Allen. I'm one of the Breathwork coaches here for Wellcorp, and I'm really excited to be sharing with you guys some really tangible, simple tools that we can start to use to be able to manage our stress and enhance our overall performance and well-being. So I'm just going to share a presentation for us this evening. All right, so if you're jumping on, let me know on the live video. I'm going to be going back through after this workshop and answering any questions that you guys have. And for those that are watching the replay, please pop any questions that you have in the comments below as well. Hello, I can see that someone is live. Once you're jumping on, please make sure that you mute yourself. All right, so we're going to get straight into it, guys. This workshop is all about keeping it super simple, teaching you guys some really tangible tools and technique all around breathwork in managing stress and increasing your high performance. So a little bit about my background. I've been in the health and fitness industry for the last 10 years as a personal trainer. And I discovered breathwork about 4 to 5 years ago when I started teaching yoga and teaching very simple pranayama breathwork practices, which is really just focusing on the mindfulness of the breath. So noticing on the inhalation and the exhalation. From here, I started to teach meditation, which majority of society is quite aware of the many benefits of meditation. It really supports us in creating a more calm state. It helps with anxiety and stress management. And so breathwork came into my life and for me completely transformed my overall health and well-being, especially mental health. And this is why I'm so passionate and excited to be sharing this with you guys, especially in the workplace. I find a lot of us can get very overwhelmed with life and it can feel quite suffocating. And there's some really simple tools that I'm going to be teaching you today that you can start to implement that is going to not only lower your stress levels, it's going to support anxiety and overwhelm. It's also really going to allow you to access more focus, more productivity, and this starts to stream into all other areas of our life as well. Our relationships, our health, the way our body digests food. And so what we're really going to be going over today is what breathwork is. Are you breathing correctly? The best way to get started with breathwork, because there's so much information out there, right? Especially on Instagram and social media. There's just a lot of different ways of teaching, and I really want to kind of like bring everything together for you in these breathwork workshops and sessions so that you can start to figure out and filter out what feels good for you and what doesn't. So I'm all about keeping things super simple. Why breathwork can be a really powerful catalyst in improving your overall performance. So I spoke to this just before, not only with work, but also with your relationships, your health, and your overall happiness, which I believe we're all desiring to really wake up every single morning happy and vibrant and really supporting our health and well-being. That's why we're here. I'm just going to quickly jump over and see if I can mute everyone. Megan, would you maybe be able to try and there we go. All right. Sorry about that, guys. We are back. And we're also going to be leaving with super tangible tools that will support you in managing your stress in less than 5 minutes. So I know a lot of us are very time poor. And so I really want to set you guys up for success and how you can start to access these states that I'm speaking about in less than 5 minutes. So what is breathwork and are you breathing correctly? Breathwork, in short, is a very simple tool and modality that we can tap into that can create a more peaceful state within our mind and our body. So there's lots of different variations of breathwork. Today, I'm going to be teaching you simple tools around mindfulness. Over the upcoming months, we may start to tap into some more extreme versions of breathwork. But as I said, we like to keep things super simple here and tangible that you can take home from this half an hour and start to implement into your life. And the first step in figuring out if you're breathing correctly is an exercise that I would love to take you through now. So if you're watching the live or if you're checking out the replay, make sure you're sitting in a comfortable position. I wouldn't recommend doing this driving because you're going to require two hands. We want to place one hand on the chest and one hand on the belly. Yeah, so if you haven't already, place one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly. You can close your eyes or you can keep your eyes open. And I just want you to start to focus on your breath. Yeah, so without changing your breath, just start to focus on your breath. And just start to notice if your breath is going into the top hand, into your chest, or if it's going into the bottom hand, into your belly first. So the first step of change in realizing how we're actually breathing before I start to teach you any tools in breathwork is I want to bring your awareness to how you are currently breathing. So this is a part of building awareness in your body. I call it the felt sense, and I can speak about that more in the months to come in our workshops. But for now, we just really want to kind of tune into our baseline. How am I breathing right now? Is my breath in my chest? Is my breath in my belly? So once you have that awareness, it may be super subtle. We're now going to intentionally take a breath in through the nose, and we're going to breathe into the belly, into the diaphragm. So the diaphragm is located directly below the rib cage here. It's like this hollow kind of U shape, and it expands and contracts when we inhale, and it deflates when we exhale. So on your inhale, breathe in through your nose. I want you to intentionally breathe into your belly, breathe into your diaphragm. Feel your belly expand, and then exhale through your mouth. Feel your belly deflate back into the chair. Inhale, expand your belly. Exhale to deflate. Congratulations, I have just taught you breath work. It really is that simple, guys. Breath work is really starting to understand how our breath is working for us. And if we break down the word into two separate words, we're making our breath work for us. So we're consciously choosing to breathe in a different pattern or a different way that is going to affect our biology and our state. So the best way to get started with breath work is number one, bringing your awareness to how you are currently breathing. Creating the foundations and bringing your attention to your current baseline. So then we can intentionally start to create change by changing the way that our breath is moving on a moment-to-moment basis over a 24-hour period. So some of the most easiest ways that we can get started with breath work is utilizing a meditation app. I love to use Insight Timer. There's also One Giant Mind, which I know a lot of the coaches suggest in Wellcorp here as well. I'll post both of these links in the comments below that you can access easily. And why I suggest an app is because it's going to start to bring your awareness to your breath. When we start to bring our awareness to our breath, we can start to realize if we are breathing deep or if we're breathing shallow. So why breathwork can be a catalyst in improving your overall performance, not only within your work, but also your relationships, health, and overall happiness. So what starts to happen when we start to send the breath down into our diaphragm, when we start to breathe deeper, is it actually brings more oxygen to our blood. It allows our heart to pump harder, which is going to be sending more oxygen to our brain. Now, what's going to happen when we're starting to send more oxygen to our brain? It's going to reduce brain fog and cloudiness. It's going to improve our focus and increase our productivity. One of the leading causes of anxiety is a lack of oxygen to the brain. This is caused by a shallow breath. What happens when we start to experience anxiety is it's actually a change in our biology and our chemistry. So those who have experienced anxiety before, me many times, which is why I'm super passionate about teaching this work, is we can start to experience different sensations in our body. Sweaty hands, elevated heart rate, our digestion starts to shut down. We can start to feel a little bit dizzy. Disassociation can start to sink in, overthinking. All of these things are happening at a very, very rapid rate. And so one of the first things that we can start to do when we notice is, number one, awareness. How am I breathing? Is my breath in my chest? Is my breath in my belly? Number two, choose to take a deep breath. Choose to start to send our breath down into our diaphragm. This is going to start to lower our heart rate, and it's going to start to allow our body to start to calm, access more inner peace. And so soon I'm going to be teaching you a couple of breathwork techniques that you can actually start to do in these moments when we feel like we've been triggered, or our anxiety is starting to heighten, or we're feeling overwhelmed. We're sitting at the computer desk and we're feeling a lot of brain fog. What can we start to do? We can start to bring our awareness to how we're breathing, and we can start to take some mindful, deep, intentional breaths. And this is why I constantly teach on the phrase of less is more. Let's keep it really simple. And it really is just starting to bring awareness to how are we breathing? And I constantly come back to this teaching because we don't realize how we are breathing until we bring our awareness to our body. And this is why at the very start of this session, I brought your awareness into how you are breathing right now. Even as I speak, and I've been sharing this webinar with you guys, whether you're on live or watching the replay, how are you breathing right now? Are you breathing through your mouth? Are you breathing through your nose? Do you feel like when you take a deep breath into your belly, there's a restriction? And so if you have any questions about any of this, or you're noticing that you really struggle to take a deep breath, please message me, and I would love to share some additional resources with you to support this as well. So here's the fun part, guys. What are some of the tangible tools that will start to support you in managing your stress in less than 5 minutes? So what we've spoken about so far is bringing awareness. Yeah, we cannot create any change in our life until we have awareness of what is currently happening. Number two is starting to notice our breath. But where do we go to from here? So we've brought awareness to that we're feeling a little bit stressed and anxious. We've brought awareness to we have some brain fog, or not feeling as focused, or not feeling as productive in this particular day. But where to from here? So the first tool that I teach all of my clients and in all of the events I run is a very, very important foundational grounding breath. This is called the centering breath. So the centering breath is an inhale through the nose for a count of 4 seconds, and it is an exhale through the mouth for a count of 4 seconds. What this looks like is we're going to sit up nice and straight and place our hands on our belly. And we're going to inhale through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we exhale through the mouth for 4, 3, 2, 1. I suggest that we repeat this for 4 to 10 rounds. And this is a very, very powerful tool that we can choose to utilize at any point in during the day. We can do this when we're driving to work. We can do this when we're sitting at our computer desk, before we go to sleep, if we're struggling to turn our brain off at nighttime. And the reason why I put this word here, relax, is because we can still be in a state of that heightened anxiety. We can still be in a state of fight or flight, that jar, that jaggedy jiggediness. It's a lot of words. And we intentionally want to choose to be like, okay, relax. So I'm going to show you 2 examples. First example, I'm going to be in a stress state, and I want you to bring your awareness to my shoulders and my face and my jaw. And the second example, I'm going to intentionally relax my body. So I just want you to see if you can see the difference in these two examples. So number one, I'm in a stress state. I'm going to breathe in for 4. I'm going to exhale for 4. Second example, I'm going to intentionally relax my body. I'm going to breathe in for 4. So what did you notice? And I want you to give this a go right now, wherever you're sitting. Close your eyes or keep your eyes open. Place your hand on your belly, hand on your chest if you'd like. And I'm going to count us through 3 rounds of our centering breath. So to start, let's sit up in a nice, comfortable position. Hand on the belly, eyes closed or soft gaze. We're going to exhale together, and then we begin. So exhale in 3, 2, 1, exhale. Inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the mouth. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, relax. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, relax your shoulders and your jaw and your hips. And return back to your normal breath. I invite you to notice how you're feeling. Notice the room around you. You may want to bring your awareness to your heart beating. Notice if it's slowed down or if it's elevated. Notice if you're feeling any sensations or tingles in your fingers or your face. And this is the power of a mindfulness breath, is we're simply bringing awareness to our body, which is, I referenced this before, our felt sense. So this is something that I invite everybody to start to implement into their day. As soon as you wake up in the morning, you could take 3 deep centering breaths and just notice how you feel. On the way home, before, like as you're transitioning from driving home from work and you're about to pick your kids up from school, what would it look like to take 3 deep centering breaths? What would it look like to set an alarm on your phone? This is actually a homework that I set all of my clients when they first start working with me, because to create change, we have to set positive habits and set ourselves up for success. Is you can actually set an alarm on your phone 5 times throughout the day, spread out evenly, and you can label it as centering breath or breathe. And this can be like your anchor or your trigger where you take a centering breath. Whether it's 1, 2, 3, or 10. Why is this important? Because this is creating foundations for you. It's allowing you to start to change your state. And when we breathe, it actually allows us to start to relax. We have these, we're going to speak a little bit about nervous systems very briefly. Some of you may have heard of this before, some of you may have not. We have these 2 main nervous system states. Number 1 is our parasympathetic nervous system. Number 2 is our sympathetic nervous system. Parasympathetic is formerly known for our rest and digest, our calm, our meditative state. Sympathetic nervous system is like, excuse me, our focus, our productivity. I'm going to get stuff done today. It can also be anxiety. It can be that scattered frame of mind. And so this is really useful to be living in a sympathetic state when we're consciously choosing to be productive, when we're consciously choosing to have more focus in our day-to-day life. However, living in this state predominantly is not so useful. What do we think is going to start to happen to our body when we are constantly in this like overdrive? What happens to our digestion when we're in our sympathetic nervous system state? It's not working as efficiently as our body is designed to work. So we're not going to be digesting food as greatly. We're not going to be thinking as well. And so today, if you get anything out of today's workshop, is how would your life start to be different if you started to prioritize breathing more deeply and allowing your nervous system, your body, your mind to start to live more predominantly from a parasympathetic state, which is rest, digest, more clarity. Our perspective and our lens, like our capacity that we can hold, grows extensively when we're in our parasympathetic nervous system. When we're in our sympathetic nervous system, it really does become like this tunnel vision, because that's like our survival mode. So how would it feel to live from a greater capacity versus tunnel vision? And the thing here, guys, is everything that I'm teaching you is there's no right or wrong in the way that you're breathing at the moment. One of my favorite sayings is everybody is only doing the best that they can until they know a better way. So from today's workshop, whilst you're watching this, or whilst you're watching the recording, you might be watching it back again, I really invite you to take some notes. How can you start to introduce these really simple breathwork techniques and tools into your day-to-day life? It may be, again, sitting right now, focusing on your breath, breathing deeply. And I can guarantee that it might feel weird. You might feel a little bit dizzy. It might feel unsafe even. I just want to let you know that this is normal, because we've been really conditioned in today's society for that like go, go, go mentality. And again, this isn't bad. It's very efficient and effective. And so is rest. Allowing our body to become peaceful, especially our mind, is really going to support our mental health and our well-being. So the next exercise that I'm going to teach you is a box breath. We've got 5 minutes left, and I'm going to explain what a box breath is first, and then I'm going to guide you through a couple of rounds as well, because I'm all about experience. I want you guys to walk away from here with really tangible tools that you can use and start to implement. But I also believe in the power of like experiencing it first for yourself, so that you can really feel the difference in that shift in state, in feeling more calm and relaxed. And hopefully you have a really good night's sleep tonight if you're watching this live as well. So a box breath is another mindfulness breathwork tool. And why it's called a box breath, some of you may have heard me teach this before in the past, is it goes in a box. I'm going to use a rectangle, but it basically goes in a box. So we inhale for 4 seconds, and then we hold for 4 seconds. We exhale for 4 seconds, and we hold at the bottom for 4 seconds. And we repeat this for 4 to 10 times. This is a really nice breathwork practice. And I find one of the biggest feedbacks that I have after taking a client through this is, oh my God, I just felt my mind switch off. I haven't felt that much peace in forever. Why? Because when we hold our breath for 4 seconds, it's called a breath retention. When we hold our breath, everything stops. It's like we really give our mind this space of spaciousness. So we're going to do it in just a moment. And when we do the box breath, we're going to inhale for 4 seconds through our nose. We're going to hold at the top for 4 seconds. We're going to exhale through our nose. So only a nasal breath today in this box breath. We're going to hold at the bottom for 4 seconds, and we're going to repeat. Now, what you can start to experience when you do a box breath, if you've never done a box breath before, is the mind could go a million miles an hour when we start to breathe. It could feel a little bit unsafe when you hold your breath for 4 seconds. It might feel scary to hold your breath for 4 seconds. You might have never intentionally held your breath for 4 seconds. I just want to let you know that it's totally okay and you're safe. You could feel a little bit anxious. You could feel really calm. And so I just want you to notice what you feel. Just notice moment to moment. Bring in that awareness and that mindfulness when you breathe. So let's breathe. We're going to combine the centering breath into the belly, the diaphragm, with our box breath. So to start, sit up in a nice comfortable seat. Place your hand on your belly. I really want you to start to teach your body to breathe into your diaphragm. Hand on your chest if you would like. Close your eyes or have a soft gaze. We're going to exhale together, and then I'm going to guide us through it. So exhale in 3, 2, 1. Inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. And hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale through the nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the nose. 2, 3, 4. And hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, belly rises. 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, relax your jaw. 2, 3, 4. And hold. 2 more rounds. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale, relax your shoulders. 4 and hold. Final rounds. Inhale. See how deeply you can breathe. Hold at the top. Notice the stillness. Exhale. Let it all go. See how much you can relax and hold. Come back to your normal breath. Notice how you're feeling. And if you're watching the live or the replay, please pop in the comments one word for how you're feeling right now. So what I'm teaching you today, an overview, is number 1, creating awareness with your breath. Number 2, the centering breath, a really simple, tangible tool that you can start to implement right away, which is an inhale for 4 and exhale for 4. And number 3 is your box breath. So starting to think about how you can implement these into your day-to-day life. Why you believe breathwork can be a really powerful tool for you to start to tap into. And it really is so simple, guys. It's something that we are doing every single day. It's the first thing we ever do when we come into this world, and it's the last thing we ever do when we leave. So how can we really start to empower ourselves and harness the power of this thing that happens automatically? But when we start to consciously choose to manipulate the breath and change our breath and change the way that we breathe, it really does support us in so many different avenues of our life. So this is just the beginning. This is the icing on the cake. There is so much around breathwork, and I'm really excited to be teaching you guys some more tools. Every single month, we're going to be doing a breathwork masterclass. And so if you have any questions, please pop it in the comments below. As we go along each month, I really would love to start to see some engagement in these sessions. So come on live, ask questions. I'm not going to be doing slides every single month. Some months are going to be more interactive and like inviting hot seats for people to ask questions and coaching you through different things. So I want this to be really interactive. And if you are watching the replay, please still keep it interactive as well. This is what I'm here for. This is what all the coaches at Wellcorp are here for, is we want to support you in the tools and techniques that we're passionate about and that we study and are constantly studying and bringing to you guys to support your well-being. So we're going to keep
awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much, Saran. Thank you. That was a perfect beginner breath work for all of our guys. And even just discuss, how you're ending off with regards to sessions to come. I think we'll really look at doing an earlier session as well, so that we can hit on, the guys that are doing the late shifts. So, I know Pops from Yatla really wants to get involved. Any age group they really want to get involved. So gender, age group, it doesn't matter. Breathwork is just helping you guys take that first step. As Saran said, it works across so many different modalities. And I think it's got a really tough, when I'm talking to you guys a lot about it, initially it can sound a bit woo-woo or female. I think we're here to just really awaken you guys that this is what the top Fortune 500 company CEOs are utilizing. I mean, we just showed a picture of LeBron James, and some of the best NRL players are utilizing it. It is something that is helping people quit smoking, quit habits that are very similar to what we just went through, in particular with that box breathing, with holding at the top. I know that that's similar to what the guys are feeling when they go out and have a smoke and have that habitual thing. This is an easy way just to give it a try. I'm not saying it's going to work overnight, but thank you so much, Saran. You know, in half an hour, you crammed so much great value in there for everybody. And again, we'd love to have you guys join live. Let us know in the comments if there's particular times that you're looking to have this session next month. And I also wrote, we'd love to have your family members get on board. So, you know, invite your partner. Any age can join this. I know we've got a lot of new members to our gym in WA that are in their teens. This is fantastic for teenagers. I know that my partners.
Oh, Megan seems to have
Breathwork Master Coach of Wellcorp, and all of your experience is definitely going to pay off. And you've already been working with us throughout the South Island. So I hope you guys are seeing this, Phil and those guys out there. And yeah, just really appreciate having you on. Thank you so much, Saran.
Thanks, Megan. Thanks. It's great to be back. Thanks, everyone.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. See ya.
Bye.